Good morning, NFI. This week the topic is Expander fandom, one which not a lot of people have decided to make a video for yet, so let me explain. When we were discussing coming up with topics for this particular batch of NFI videos, I'd just seen or was about to see Solo, a Star Wars story. And now given that Disney owns Star Wars and that we're going to get more Star Wars every year for basically eternity at this point, I was wondering what kind of other stories people would like to see in that universe. Dave then expanded that topic to be more general and about fandom in general, but I am going to go back to the original, I think, and talk about Star Wars. Thing is though, even though I was interested to hear what other ideas people had for the Star Wars universe, I'd never really taken much time to think about it for myself. But I think the big thing for me at this point is that I'm ready for something new. I'm looking for something that's not quite so tied to the existing Star Wars characters and settings. Now obviously the original 6 films are all about the Skywalker family in some way, and the new trilogy is sort of about that too, although less and less so as we go along. And that's fine, it gives the whole series a through line and some continuity, but it's the other ones, the ones they're now calling a Star Wars story, which so far we've had Rogue One and Solo, both of which are prequels, and they come with all sorts of kind of problems. It's that you already know how the story's going to end. You know everyone's going to die in Rogue One because none of those characters are in the original trilogy. You know nothing bad's going to happen to Han, Chewie or Lando in Solo because they're all alive in the original trilogy. And more than that, particularly with Solo, the film whole becomes about references rather than stories. It's about where Han got his blaster, where he got his dice, how he got the Millennium Falcon, and all of these things are emphasised because the audience recognises them, not because at that point in the story they actually mean anything to that character. And so what I would most like to see in the future of Star Wars is more stuff that's not related to the main films in any way. New stories with new characters. It's a wonderful, massive universe with all sorts of characters and aliens and creatures and planets and things we can explore, but we don't need to cram it all with references to the other films. Sure, you can have the odd cameo and a little thing, but it doesn't need to be all of it. This has already been proved by things like Knights of the Old Republic or Star Wars Rebels. There's plenty of room for new characters in the Star Wars universe and things that we don't know about yet. Although I will admit that I probably wouldn't say no to Ewan McGregor returning for an Obi-Wan Kenobi film. But what I really don't have much interest in at the moment is a film devoted entirely to Boba Fett. Is he really that much big of a character that he gets an entire film? His origins were already explained in the prequels, and he featured enough in the original trilogy. It just seems like they might be stretching those characters a bit thin, and I certainly can't imagine an entire film devoted to Yoda, not with that speech pattern. It's good for a bit, one or two lines of wisdom, but an entire film, I don't think he could carry that. And so that's how I would expand Star Wars. No more Skywalkers, new characters please. Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below, and Nicholas, we'll see you tomorrow.